Paranoia is actually an awfully optimistic frame of mind. It's a lot more reassuring to think that everyone is out to get you and that you are the centre of a global conspiracy, rather than to face up to the fact that you're insignificant and no one gives a shit about you. After Quatermass, the joys of paranoia were celebrated in cult 60s TV show The Prisoner.
From the opening shot of the title sequence, you know The Prisoner is going to be weird. A quaint English world of bureaucracy is given surreal twists, like the chauffeur with his knockout gas.
Prisoner is one of those series you can't quite believe was really made, particularly for ITV. It was so strange and so different and so experimental and went into, you know, such odd areas.
Watching The Prisoner is like hanging out at a 60s happening thrown by MI5. It's Eton with a soupçon of LSD. It's Butlins with brainwashing. It's more than weird. It's weirdy weird. It's what weird does when it wants to get weirded out.
They got the rushes back or whatever, and they suddenly think, what the bloody hell is this bullshit? We thought we were getting Danger Man Part 2. And instead they got this sort of strange, paranoid thing about identity and the state and the public school thing, and the sort of, where they sort of have the Eton boating song, this whole British society made strange, the kind of Butlins holiday camp sort of come public school system.
The Prisoner was filmed here in Portmeirion, although in the show it's called The Village. And each week our hero, number 6, struggles against the forces of oppression. The masters of the village want him to tell them why he resigned, but he will not give in. He is not a number, he is a free man.
The village is a very seductive place, especially for English people. It's a sort of romantic, whimsical village where you can play croquet, have the odd fancy dress party. It's not such a bad place to live. It's certainly not the Colditz of the war or a Japanese prisoner of war camp, and by that it makes it even more dangerous.
Portmeirion is the ideal location for the village. It is a beautiful, mysterious place, but it's also timeless. It's bordered by water, so it's quite confining. It could be anywhere on the face of this earth. It is a psychedelic open prison. But who are the prisoners?
The prisoners are subversives who know too much, and they're subject to mind control, both to find out what they know and to transform them into model citizens. And if they step out of line, they are hunted down by Rover.
The Rover balloons were used by the people who ran the mysterious village to enforce order and also make sure no one escaped. They were the prison guards. And they had this great scene when they would go over people's faces, you know, that effect when you get polythene, you kind of, you see the hands pushing. They would do that as well, which, you know, if you were in an altered state of mind in the middle of the night when you're watching it, could be quite disturbing.
To find out more about this maddening masterpiece, I hunted down the founder of the Prisoner Appreciation Society, 6 of 1, Mr. David Barry.
I know people will label us all as loonies.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think they sort of used to. I think it's become more acceptable now to appreciate a TV programme. It never used to be. Every week, the mind games got more surreal. I mean, one week it would be an escape attempt, you see. The following week it would be a Western, and you would say, how have we got into this Western? And at the end it would all be revealed it was through hallucinatory drugs.
Me and Dave went on to enjoy an intense conversation about the relationship between the prisoner, surveillance, and the meaning of life.
You've only got to look at the village and you begin to think, is this past, future or present. And then you look at the technology and the surveillance. You know, everyone walks around with these surveillance cameras on them. And these days we welcome that. But then that was considered a great fear. That was Big Brother then, wasn't it? We are being watched. It's where there was a very...
David Barry's appreciation of The Prisoner goes beyond mere fandom. For Dave, it's a spiritual quest.
The Prisoner is a springboard to personal growth. We've taken looks through various forms, if you like, of raising consciousness, awareness. Is the last episode all about the Day of Judgment? Is it Christian? Or has he entered Bardo, which is a state you go into if you believe the Tibetan Book of the Dead?
In the pub, fellow devotees traded the hidden secrets of the series. It was all becoming disturbingly clear.
I remember, this is Howard. Howard's been a member. How many years, Howard?
Since the early days, since the very beginning.
As did Bob, because you've been a member. I remember meeting you back in '77.
Cheltenham was my first one, yes.
That's right.
Even though in the 60s I loved watching it, I loved the background, the setting, the music. Even though I could never understand that, I still enjoyed watching it. Today, I understand it a lot better. Some of these town shopping centres, they've got these video cams. It doesn't matter where you hide, it's also by numbers. Your passport's a number, age is a number, your car's a number, so whatever you do, you cannot get away from numbers. Numbers.
Now this is the house where number 6 lived, and over here is the base of his nemesis, number 2, which is the highest point in the village from which he can look down upon everyone and they can't see him. Now for me the village combines two types of surveillance, the old style, curtain-twitching, nosy neighbour, with the more modern devices of surveillance, cameras and bugging devices. As I say in The Prisoner, be seeing you.
It's a world of, you know, large amounts of surveillance, not only technological surveillance, but people grassing each other up the whole time. It's sort of like, you know, Nazi villages in Germany in the 30s, or it's very Cold War kind of flavour. You can't trust anybody at all.
The final episode of The Prisoner was broadcast in 1968. It was called Fallout. It was the one where we were meant to find out who number 6 was, why he'd resigned, what the village was doing, but most importantly, who was number 1. You see, number 6 eventually gets to confront number 1, a cowled figure wearing an actor's mask. Number 6 tears the mask from his face to reveal an ape's mask. There is a pause, and then he tears off the ape's mask to reveal his own face. Number 6 is number 1.
Contact priority!
The Prisoner ends in chaos. It's a sour British slant on the 60s, with flower power replaced by firepower. The Beatles' All You Need Is Love plays ironically over scenes of the gunfight and images of the bomb. It's also 60s, it hurts.
I have my own theory about the ending of The Prisoner and what it all means. You see, right the way through the series, it's been a battle between the individual and conformity. But this battle doesn't just go on in society, it goes on within our minds. There is part of us that wants to fit in, but there's part of us that also wants to be ourselves. We are both prisoners and jailers.
British, and in particular English people, are very good at repressing themselves, at keeping the status quo intact, and perhaps entertaining some whimsical ideas of rebellion for a short while, but at the end they will still always love Big Brother.
Ultimately, the message of The Prisoner and Quatermass is the same. We don't need an authoritarian government to hold us down. We don't need Big Brother to suppress us. We'll happily do it ourselves. We are our own thought police. We are all number 1. He's seeing you.
Next week on SF UK, Sex Machines. Jerry Anderson's Thunderbirds meet the carnal carnage of J.G. Ballard's Crash.